In 2018, you had the interview with Monique. And that wasn't the most easy interview for anyone involved.
I was fine.
You like that?
I was cool. Like, I listen, I'm not delusional. If I say something about somebody, whatever energy they come with, I have to deal with. Because I said what I said.
Right. You called her a donkey of the day.
I gave her a donkey today. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Well, I remember it was maybe a couple of months after that interview, I had an interview with her. And it was her and her husband. And in the interview, they're literally holding each other the entire time, right? It was the weirdest thing I've seen. Like, literally clutching each other from beginning to end. And at the start of the interview, I give everyone a release form like I gave you today. And her husband was like, we just want to review it, afterwards. It shouldn't be a problem. We just want to review it. Usually I say no in situations like this, but in this case, he was like, really like, no, look, it's not going to be a big deal. We just want to review it, and we'll sign it. It'll be no problem, And I've done this with a few people, like E40 wanted to do that also, and it all worked out fine and so forth. So I said, all right, cool. We do the interview. I'm waiting for the release form to come back. 2 weeks later, her lawyer comes back and says, okay, well, we're going to modify this release form and we're going to say that Monique owns the footage and she'll license it to you for a year. And I'm like, yo, you can't be serious. Like, she doesn't own the footage. We filmed it. It's our footage. No, this is, Monique is really big on being treated fairly and, we have no control if it's not our footage. And I'm like, I'll work with you on the footage, but I'm not going to give you ownership. And my lawyer was like, well, listen, fuck it. Just put it out, and see what happens. We put it out. We got a cease and desist the next day. I went back and forth with the lawyers and they just would not budge off that. So ultimately I had to scrap the interview. I tried to talk to her husband. Her husband's like, oh, just talk to the lawyer. He's the one that's handling it. And it was really like the foulest, dirtiest thing that anyone's ever done to me in terms of my interview career. Because it's like, if we had gotten together and we had decided, okay, we're going to do this together, you're going to pay for the filming or, we're going to co-own it or whatever else, that's cool. But to sit there and try to essentially steal my footage after the fact and waste my time and money because, I paid for all the filming and the editing and everything that goes into an interview. I've spent thousands of dollars on that and all of that had to just be dumped. It really made me say, okay, her husband is really the reason why she's in that situation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, man, what I heard just now is like, I always say you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And she tried to negotiate something that you wasn't with. and that's literally the way it goes. In whatever business you're in, whatever corporation you're dealing with, whatever entity you're dealing with, you can try. You can try to negotiate something that you want. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Clearly in this case, you didn't give her what she wanted.
Yeah. So it never came out. And it was such a dope interview. We got into her whole background, how she was molested by her brother and, like the struggle she had with her family and Oprah and how she got her first break and everything. It was such an awesome interview, like one of my favorites with, an Oscar winner. I had a lot of respect for her. And the fact that it never came out just kills me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Monique is dope. Like, nobody's going to ever sit here and say that Monique isn't one of the most, talented, actresses that we've seen, because she can do everything from comedy to drama. I mean, she's a comedian who won an Oscar for a drama. So that shows you what her range is, I remember meeting Monique. I met Monique, I think, for the first time. I don't remember exactly what year it was. I'm bad with that. It was I know it was between 06 and 08, because that's when I was working with Wendy Williams. And at the time, Monique was doing radio. I think she was a syndicated radio personality with somebody. And I remember just, my grandma always told me manners will take you where money won't. So I'm the hold the door type of person for you. let the women walk out the elevator before me type of person. And I remember her saying to me, give your blessings to my mother, to your mother and your grandma for the way that they raised you. And I didn't know her personally. This literally was just a simple interaction. I guess we was walking down the hall, getting on the elevator, whatever. And I just always thought that was such a dope, a dope thing to tell somebody. You know, give your greetings to your mother and my grandmother for raising, you know, a good brother. So, you know, I'm saying all that to say we did a complete 180 in that Breakfast Club interview, clearly. Clearly. At the end of that interview, I was the worst thing that ever happened to black people and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, damn, I'm the worst thing that ever happened to all black people? Fuck police brutality, fuck systemic racism, forget the Jim Crow era, forget slavery. I'm the worst thing that happened to all black people? Like, wow. But hey, God bless Monique. I wish her the best. Like I don't have no ill will towards her. Like I said, when somebody got something negative to say about me, I don't think it's anything to do with me. I just, that's how she feels. There's nothing I can do about that.